PSA Reloaded, man. It's your boy 3-Letter Man. Subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. You see where to follow your boy at. Hit the like button also. I appreciate that. Y'all see the title of this one, man. Let's talk about it, man. So, I feel like the last couple years, man, a lot of discussion about Latinos and the contribution that they had to hip hop, or, Fat Joe, for the most part, Crazy Legs, a lot of Hispanics that were here in the stages, the early stages of hip hop, almost feel slighted, right? And there's so much to dissect from the Fat Joe conversation with Math Hoffa on my expert opinion. Obviously, Fat Joe was on there, and the conversation got into blacks and Puerto Ricans, and Joe saying that the radicals, black radical racists of the FBA, the Foundation Black America, and how they're not riding with anybody that's not American. It's almost like Fat Joe kind of made it seem like the Foundation Black America, FDA, they're on FBA, they're on some, well, if you're not American, we don't care if you're Jamaican, we don't care if you're Guyanese, Trini, Hispanic, and all that. And it's almost, Fat Joe, respectfully, some people make it look like you're playing divide and conquer, right? And here's the thing, man. If you look at the genres of music, black folks, let's be clear about this, people. Black folks, and in terms of genre of music, in terms of jazz, in terms of blues, in terms of rock and roll, in terms of R&B, we created that. We created the sound, right? And some people look at rock and roll and be like, yo, no, black people, Chuck Berry, B.B. King, we can go into a whole conversation about that, right? And I can understand a person like Fat Joe in the sense of, I'm from the Bronx, I've been there since the early stages of hip hop, I've been around black folks my whole life, right? And Joe, you gotta understand this, man. Just because you were the few Hispanics in New York City in the early stages that might have embraced hip hop when it first came into the scene, not everyone was feeling like you, dog. I'm not saying there wasn't Hispanic people that was riding for hip hop, but maybe to the degree that you were, right? That's why you see people saying, oh, us from New York, right? We grew up with Puerto Ricans and Dominicans, right? And we're, out of a lot of regions, the East Coast, or maybe New York in particular, we don't say anything when Hispanics use the N-word, right? We let them get a G pass. And I can understand other regions feeling some type of way about that, but that's just how it was. And I'm not saying it's just what it was, man. Right? Cortez came on my show numerous times. Cortez is my guy, Hispanic. He has said the N-word numerous times. Have I checked Cortez because of that? No, I have not. Right? Is that a bad thing on my end? That's for y'all to decide. Do I look at a Hispanic person use the N-word as a negative connotation? No, I don't. And you kind of know who it is because, living in Florida and living in New York, the Cubans in Florida anyway, you get a different vibe compared to Puerto Ricans, Dominicans when I lived in New York City. Living in Florida, living in New York, I didn't see a lot of Cubans. And shout out to my Cuban people and stuff like that. But some of y'all don't rock with black folks, man. Respectfully, you know what I mean? That's a different subject for a different day, right? I see people are saying Math should have pushed back on certain things that Fat Joe was saying, he should push back a little bit more on the Foundation Black America conversation when he said a bunch of suckers and niggas ain't got no bread and stuff like that. Instead of chuckling, maybe they felt away about that because I've seen that conversation floating around. But like I said, Fat Joe is making it sound like the Foundation Black America have issues with people who don't look like them or who isn't American, right? And when you play that game, Fat Joe, that's a dice game. That's a very... Some people as black folks, some of us are going to look at it like you're playing a very dangerous game by doing that, right? And the thing with Fat Joe and Lord Jamar, you need to see OGs bickering at their age because I mean, at 2024, and Fat Joe was picking at Lord Jamar's legacy, and he's the worst cat in Brand Nubians. All right, let's sidebar real quick. We all know Grand Poobah. Shout out to Sada X and Lord Jamar, but Grand Poobah was but when Brand Nubians came on the scene, One for All and all that, we didn't look at them. I love Brand Nubians as a whole. You know what I mean? So to tap into that, cool. But for the most part, Lord Jamar has done. I've interviewed Lord Jamar numerous times, right? Back 2015, 2014, around that time. I think I still have old files of me and Lord Jamar. I think I'm gonna get that out one day. All right, calling him a loony bin and stuff. And Joe saying racism, or is it, black folks, pride in the culture and accomplishments, and I see people getting that cats for check. Like I said, Latinos were the N-word. I saw that heavy and stuff, and saying that, oh, it's New Yorkers' fault. We should have been checked the Latinos by using the N-word. I understand that. I could understand that, but I guess you have to live in New York to understand on the other side of it, right? How it is in New York City and the boroughs of Puerto Ricans, Dominicans living around each other and stuff and things of that nature, right? I think the thing with Fat Joe, he doesn't like the fact that he feels Latinos and blacks are equal in hip hop, and that's not true, Fat Joe, respectfully, but that's not taking anything away from Latinos that was outside with a boombox or breakdancing on the corner with brothers and stuff like that, or putting speakers together, having block parties. We understand all that, right? And I feel like black folks, at some point, we're like, you know what? We got to put our flag down here, because now it's like, y'all trying to take everything from us. Can we have something that belongs to us, that we, in the history books, hip-hop, and the creator, the foundation and everything? Because we can go into Kool Herc and him being Jamaican, and, for the most part, people say he was the godfather of hip-hop, right? But I'm pretty sure Kool Herc, who came up, who was born in Jamaica and moved to the Bronx and everything like that, that he wasn't speaking patois when the early stages of hip hop. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of American language, right? Or so this thing is crazy, bro. This thing is crazy, bro. And Lord Jamar, respect, he responded to Fat Joe, asking people to boycott Fat Joe's album. Respectfully, I don't think nobody's gonna boycott it, Lord Jamar. But then on the flip side, how many people are rushing to the store to get a Fat Joe album in 2024? Respectfully, that's not no disrespect to Fat Joe at all. I am a Fat Joe fan. I come up under Fat Joe. Jealous one's every success. Shit is real. I'm from that era, Him being the only brother in the DITC with Showbiz and AG and Diamond D and OC and Big L. And, So, if you know, you know. Right? Fat Joe being in every video known to man in the 90s. Right? And I don't know, man. And Lord, the interesting thing that I saw today when I did my research on Lord Jamar, right, is that he was open to have a conversation with Busta Rhymes, Fat Joe, and Crazy Legs. And this is really the premise of my blog right now. Man, I would rather see Lord Jamar, Fat Joe, and these brothers get in one room and have a hip-hop conversation. We have to have these conversations. They have to be put on wax. The masses need to see that conversation. I want to hear from Lord Jamar. I want to hear from Fat Joe. I want to hear Crazy Legs talk about, why they feel slighted in hip hop. I want to hear that. I want to hear the conversation. I want facts. I want opinions. I want everything. That's what should be trying to math. That's what you should be trying to link up. Is get Fat Joe and Lord Jamar in the same room and have these conversations. This is what I want to see. Right? So, I don't know, man. Y'all leave comments at the bottom. Tell me what y'all think, man. I see Fat Joe. I think Joe also, Joe, it's okay to say, hip hop is from the black culture. It's okay to say that. That's not a slight to you, brother. You just benefited from that. And there's nothing wrong with that also. Right? Saying that, you're a guest in hip hop. All right. I'm trying to be in the mind of Fat Joe for a second. You tell a brother like that from the Bronx, the Bronx who mothered this rap shit, right? That they're a guest in hip hop when he's here from the 70s, 80s, and we can go to samples and everything like that. That we were sampling disco records, James Brown and stuff like that. So, you know, this conversation needs to be put on wax. I want to see the people that have issues with each other and about this conversation in a room having a healthy conversation. That's all I want to see, man. So, I mean, leave comments at the bottom, man. Tell me what y'all think, man. It's your boy 3.